The night was dark, an inky blackness that seemed to stretch endlessly across the rural heartland. The kind of darkness that swallows sound and makes you feel utterly alone, as if the world had shrunk to just you and the night. It was May 14th, 2008, in the rural heartland of Minnesota, a place where the nights are long and the roads are lonely. Brandon Swanson, a young man of 19, was driving home from a celebratory night out with friends. The road ahead was familiar, yet it felt different under the cloak of night. He had just finished his freshman year of college, a milestone that filled him with a sense of accomplishment and excitement. He was excited about the future, brimming with dreams and plans that seemed within reach. He was eager to start his summer job, a step towards independence and responsibility. He was heading home to his family, the people who had always been his anchor. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. The weather began to change. Dark clouds gathering ominously in the sky. The air was thick with the smell of damp earth and the distant croaking of frogs, a symphony of nature that felt both comforting and eerie. It was the kind of night that whispered secrets, secrets that would soon be lost to the wind. The wind rustled through the trees, carrying with it a sense of foreboding. Little did Brandon know that this seemingly ordinary night would be his last. As he drove into the darkness, he was unaware of the tragic turn his journey would take, a journey that would leave his family in a state of perpetual worry and sorrow. His family, waiting for his return, would soon be plunged into a nightmare, their home filled with the flashing lights of police cars and the heavy weight of uncertainty. Search parties would be organized, flashlights cutting through the darkness as they called out his name, hoping for a response that would never come. Posters of Brandon's face would be plastered across the community, a haunting reminder of a young life abruptly interrupted. As the sun rose over the countryside, the fields remained empty and the sense of loss grew heavier. The heartland, once a place of promise and dreams, now held the echoes of a young man lost to the night. Brandon was driving his green Chevrolet Lumina down a gravel road. The night was pitch black, and the only light came from his car's headlights, casting long shadows on the trees that lined the road. He was unfamiliar with the route. The GPS had lost signal miles back, and the map he had was outdated and hard to read in the dim light. He had taken a shortcut that would lead him down a path of no return. The road forked unexpectedly, and he chose the left path, hoping it would lead him back to the main highway. His car hit a ditch. He was stuck. The front wheels were buried deep in the mud, and no amount of revving the engine would free them. He pulled out his cell phone. It was his lifeline. He called his parents, hoping they could help him out of this mess. They answered on the second ring. Relief washed over him as he heard his mother's voice. They could hear the worry in his voice. He sounded shaken. His voice trembled as he explained what had happened. He told them about the accident. The ditch had come out of nowhere, and now he was stranded in the middle of nowhere. He told them he was stuck. The car wouldn't budge, and he was starting to feel the cold seep in through the windows. His parents, Annette and Brian Swanson, were immediately concerned. They reassured their son, telling him to stay calm and that they would come to get him. They would come and find him. They quickly got dressed, grabbed their car keys and headed out the door. They told him to stay put. Brandon sat in his car, the silence of the night pressing in on him, making every rustle of leaves sound like a potential threat. They would be there soon. As his parents drove through the dark, winding roads, they hoped they would find him quickly and bring him back to safety. Brandon's parents drove around the area searching for their son. They followed his directions, but something wasn't right. The landmarks he described didn't match the area. They couldn't find him. His father, Brian, stayed on the phone with Brandon, trying to pinpoint his location. Brandon's voice grew increasingly frustrated. "Dad, you can't find me here," he said, his words laced with panic. Then, a chilling sound cut through the phone call, a loud metallic clang, followed by a sudden silence. Brandon was gone. The line went dead. The only sound was the frantic beating of his parents' hearts. Panic set in. Brian and Annette frantically called Brandon's name into the darkness. Their voices were swallowed by the vast emptiness of the night. They called 911. They reported their son missing. The police arrived at the scene. The search began. Search parties combed the area. They used dogs, they used helicopters, they searched for days. They found nothing, no sign of Brandon, no sign of his car. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months. The trail had gone cold. Brandon Swanson had vanished without a trace. Theories began to circulate. Had Brandon wandered off disoriented after the phone call? Had he been the victim of a hit and run? Or was there something more sinister at play? Some speculated that Brandon may have encountered foul play. The remote location, the lack of evidence, and the strange circumstances of his disappearance fueled these suspicions. Others clung to the hope that Brandon had somehow survived and was living a new life, unaware of the frantic search for him. But as time passed, the hope dwindled, replaced by a gnawing uncertainty. Brandon's disappearance sent shockwaves through his small community and beyond. The case garnered national attention. It became the subject of documentaries and podcasts. Despite the years that have passed, Brandon's family has never given up hope. They continue to search for answers. They hold on to the belief that one day they will know what happened to their son. The mystery of Brandon Swanson's disappearance serves as a chilling reminder of the fragility of life. It highlights the fact that even in the most ordinary of circumstances, the unthinkable can happen. The case remains unsolved. Despite the passage of time, the mystery of Brandon's disappearance continues to haunt the quiet town. The unanswered questions linger, casting a long shadow over the community. But hope, like a flickering candle in the darkness, refuses to be extinguished. It dances and sways, fragile yet resilient, a beacon for those who refuse to give up. The Swanson family continues to receive tips and leads, each one offering a glimmer of hope that this might be the one that brings them closer to the truth. Every phone call, every letter, every piece of information is a potential breakthrough, a step closer to finding Brandon. They have dedicated their lives to finding Brandon. Their home is filled with maps, timelines, and photographs, each one a piece of the puzzle they're determined to solve. Their determination is unwavering, their resolve unbreakable. They have become advocates for missing persons. Their voices have become a rallying cry for other families in similar situations, a source of strength and solidarity. They have channeled their grief into action, determined to ensure that other families don't have to endure the same agonizing uncertainty. They organize search parties, attend support group meetings, and work tirelessly to raise awareness about missing persons. Their story is a testament to the enduring power of love and the unwavering belief that even in the darkest of times, hope can still find a way. They hold candlelight vigils, not just for Brandon, but for all the missing, a symbol of their enduring hope and unyielding love. Their journey is a powerful reminder that even in the face of unimaginable loss, the human spirit can find a way to persevere. Brandon's disappearance has left an indelible mark on his family and community. It serves as a constant reminder of the preciousness of life and the importance of cherishing every moment. His story has touched countless lives, sparking conversations about safety, awareness, and the importance of never giving up hope. It has inspired others to become more vigilant, to look out for one another, and to appreciate the fragility of life. Though the mystery of his disappearance remains, Brandon's legacy lives on in the hearts of those who loved him and in the ongoing search for answers. The question of what happened to Brandon Swanson that fateful night continues to haunt investigators, amateur sleuths, and anyone who has ever heard his story. The lack of answers only deepens the mystery, fueling endless speculation and theories. Did he become disoriented and wander into the darkness? Did he succumb to the elements? Or was he the victim of a crime, his fate hidden in the vast expanse of the rural landscape? The possibilities are as endless as they are unsettling. But amidst the uncertainty, one thing remains clear: the need for answers, for closure, and for justice for Brandon. The disappearance of Brandon Swanson is a chilling reminder that even in the most ordinary of circumstances, the unimaginable can occur. It is a story of loss, of resilience, and of the enduring power of hope in the face of adversity. As we grapple with the unsolved mystery of his fate, we are left with a profound question. What happened to Brandon Swanson that night? Until we find the answer, his story will continue to echo in the silence, an unanswered cry in the darkness.